Ever heard of a guy who somehow made a children's game into the world's biggest anxiety trigger? Meet Lee Jung-jae, the actor who turned a creepy doll, some gym class tracksuits, and a series of ridiculous playground challenges into your new favorite nightmare. Yes, that's right. Before you started pondering the hidden dangers of red light, green light, Lee Jung-jae was already carving out a quiet empire in Korean cinema. But you didn't know that, did you? Don't worry, most of the planet found out only after Netflix decided it was time for all of us to lose sleep over hopscotch. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand how Lee Jung-jae spent decades being the calm center of stormy stories, why subtlety is his not-so-secret weapon, and how he can make you sweat bullets without ever raising his voice. And trust me, after you learn what he's been up to all these years, you'll never look at playground equipment or your streaming queue the same way again. Think he's just some breakout wonder kid? Think again. Before Squid Game turned your friendly neighborhood seesaw into a potential death trap in your mind, Lee Jung-jae was busy being a major player in Korean entertainment. We're talking about a guy who could stand in a scene for 5 seconds and outshine the fireworks display behind him. Ready for the deep dive? Let's roll back the clock. Born in Seoul in 1972, Lee Jung-jae didn't pop out with a label reading global icon, handle with care. He started out like many aspiring performers, modeling. Because when you've got cheekbones that could cut glass and a presence that says, "I'm too cool to even comment on how cool I am," you test the waters in front of a camera lens. Modeling gigs led him toward acting, where he discovered that delivering lines and making subtle facial expressions wasn't rocket science. He made it look more like afternoon tea. Throughout the 90s, he appeared in Korean dramas and films that might never have crossed your radar if you stuck to Hollywood blockbusters. He quickly earned a reputation for depth, nuance, and that intangible "I can't stop watching this guy" factor. You know that feeling when an actor just has it? He had it, without the screaming, without the wild overacting. He was the quiet storm, and Korean audiences took notice. As Korean cinema gained international traction, Lee Jung-jae kept pace. By the early 2000s, he'd already notched roles that showcased his ability to float effortlessly between genres. From romance to thriller, crime drama to action flick, he navigated scripts like a pro tightrope walker, never slipping, never showing off, just steady. That's what made him special. No gimmicks, no contrived theatrics. He could say 1,000 words with a raised eyebrow or a mild head tilt. Directors loved that. Audiences couldn't look away. Then came films like New World in 2013, where he tangled with gangster politics alongside other Korean acting powerhouses. In that movie, he gave us a masterclass in tension. A slight twitch of the jawline and suddenly you're thinking, uh-oh, something's about to go down. He made you lean forward, hold your breath. He didn't need big speeches. He owned silence like a landlord who never lowers the rent. By this point, Lee Jung-jae was a star in Korea, well known among cinephiles who dipped their toes into the rich pool of Korean entertainment. He wasn't just a local hero either. Anyone who spent time exploring international cinema recognized him as a force, maybe not yet a household name globally, but a respected artist whose work hinted he was one big role away from shattering the language barrier once and for all. Enter the streaming era. Suddenly, Korean content began sneaking onto watchlists worldwide. People started realizing subtitles weren't some foreign terror, they were tickets to a bigger cinematic universe. And Lee Jung-jae stood ready, quietly, patiently, like a marathon runner who'd been at mile 25 for years, just waiting for the global spotlight to catch up. And catch up it did. In 2021, Squid Game happened. The premise? Debt-ridden adults agreeing to play twisted childhood games for an absurd jackpot. The star player? Lee Jung-jae as Seong Gi-hun, a broke, down-on-his-luck gambler who can't seem to win at life until he's forced into a scenario where winning might literally kill him. Perfect. This was his moment to show the world what he'd been cooking for decades. A performance so natural you'd swear he wasn't acting, just living. He brought warmth and humor to a character trapped in a horror scenario. He made you care, even as you cringed through every new deadly challenge. You rooted for him. You might have even shed a tear or two. It's okay to admit it. Suddenly, Lee Jung-jae wasn't just a great Korean actor, he was that guy from the show everyone's talking about. Meme culture seized on the opportunity. Late-night shows and interviews popped up everywhere. Halloween costumes? Oh, you bet people wore those green tracksuits to your doorstep. He inadvertently became a global fashion consultant. This fall's look is panic chic activewear. With one Netflix series, Lee Jung-jae leapt over linguistic and cultural barriers and into the hearts of people who never even considered watching a non-English show. Awards came knocking. Industry players who'd slept on him woke up. He became a bridge connecting Hollywood and the booming K-drama scene, reminding everyone that a great story is a great story, no matter what language it's told in. Think about it. He didn't do this by starring in some giant CGI spectacle or by turning himself into a meme machine. He won you over with restraint, subtlety, and an authenticity that's rare in an era of flashy special effects. He proved you can dominate a global audience simply by being really, really good at your job. Imagine that. Talent still counts. Now that he's on the world stage, Lee Jung-jae shows no signs of stopping. He's dabbling in directing because apparently being a phenomenal actor isn't challenging enough. He's picking and choosing roles that expand his range and global footprint. Chances are he's reading scripts right now that'll make you say, I had no idea he could do that too. He's the quiet craftsman who suddenly has a microphone, and you better believe he'll use it wisely. As the entertainment industry diversifies, Lee Jung-jae stands as a testament to the fact that you don't need to be loud to be heard. He's an ambassador of subtlety, proving that understated performances can break the internet just as easily as a viral dance challenge. He's showing the world that good stories and good acting transcend borders, subtitles, and language barriers. So what's next for the man who made playgrounds terrifying and reminded us that even a whisper can echo through the halls of pop culture? Will he reinvent another genre, surprise us with an unexpected cameo in a Hollywood blockbuster, or quietly return to Korean cinema to craft another under-the-radar gem that'll leave critics speechless? That's the kicker, nobody knows. And that's exactly what keeps us on the edge of our seats. You've seen the Squid Game hype, you've heard the interviews, read the memes, but trust me, you still don't fully know Lee Jung-jae. He's the kind of actor who reveals new layers with every role. If he taught us anything, it's that while anyone can scream for attention, it takes real skill to captivate the world with a mere glance. After all, in an industry full of fireworks, sometimes the quietest spark can start the biggest blaze.